The 15th, 2025. And here it's about 5 degrees and sunny. So it's a nice day. Let's go back and see who we have on. We've got Christopher in the UK. He seems to be the first one here. Then Ida Marie in Washington, D.C. Stephen's on in Australia. Just reading all the other stuff that was on there. Who else do we have? Monty's on in Saskatchewan, and Ron's on in Washington State. So good morning to everybody. As you might have seen in the thumbnail of this particular live stream, which is live stream number 196, that means we are getting very close to the 200th. I've got Polo's enclosure set up in the background because I had a comment come through yesterday on yesterday's video, I guess, that says, I've been watching for years and I haven't seen Polo in a long time. Is he still alive? The answer is yes, he is still alive. And so I thought that in a little while we'd go upstairs and we could visit with Polo. Now, Polo's supposed to be sleeping now. He's a nocturnal animal. So I'll wake him up. He might be grumpy for a minute, but he'll say hello. And then we'll let him go back to sleep just so you can have a visual of Polo that you may haven't seen in a while. So yeah, that's why I've got the particular thumbnail that I do today. I wanted to add Polo in, and so for those of you who wanted to see Polo, today's your chance to do that. Well, hello Gary in British Columbia, and Alain in Montreal, and Marzi Cat down in South Carolina. I see we're getting a good chunk of people coming on. Very nice. Like I said, it is episode 196. That means that we've only got a few more to go, like a month. December the 13th will be our 200th live stream. As long as nothing happens in between now and then, we will have our 200th giveaway. So I did show that Gary sent an envelope this week that adds stuff to the 200th giveaway that we're going to have on December the 13th. We have a few other things that are already arrived. Media sent something in, and I see Media's on in Finland as well. And good morning to David, who's in Nova Scotia, and Roger, who's in Athens, Greece. What a variety of places we have represented today, and that we seem to have every week. I'm very fortunate to have the community that I do have, and you guys taking the time to be on here for what usually is about an hour every Saturday. So I'm excited about having this giveaway on the 13th because it rewards those of you who have been watching and who are participating, and encourages other people to come and watch too. So it's a milestone we should take a moment to recognize, I guess. 200 Saturdays in a row is a lot of Saturdays to commit. 23 degrees in Athens, beautiful. Always good for a Polo cameo. Good. What else did I miss? It's only 2 degrees in Helsinki. How was your movie, Media? Yes, it's a fun international community. Gary says it's 6 degrees Celsius in Surrey right now in British Columbia. I add the British Columbia because there's a Surrey, England, of course. How many years is that to do 200? Well, almost 4 years, I guess, because 52 Saturdays in a year. Times that by 4 would be 208. So we're just shy of 4 years of having a Saturday every Saturday. And I've done it when I was in Italy. I stopped and did a live stream from Italy when I was away. I've done them from Montreal. Any place that I've been on vacation, if it happens to be on a Saturday, my wife knows that I will take a time and do a live stream from wherever we are. So they've been all over the place. Less than a week that envelope got here. Good, Gary. Rain and thunderstorms, 13 degrees for Stephen in Australia. It's also 13 degrees in Falmouth, but I guess a different time of the day. It's early in the morning for Australia. Has anybody here done the 200? Has anybody here been on for all 200? Is that what we're saying? Oh boy. I wonder. We certainly have had people here that have been on for a very long time. Christopher, are you saying you've been here for all 4 years of, or almost 4 years of live streams, wherever I've been? I don't think you have, because I think that you've had some Saturdays where you weren't here. Yeah, 2:30 in the morning for Stephen right now. That's a big commitment. If someone else has been here for, or will have been here for all 200 of them, that's huge. But there are some people, of course, that have been here for most of them. Anybody been here for the very first one? It'd be interesting to go back and look as a replay crew and go into see who I said was on that very first one. Because I try to do a roll call every time I'm on here to say hello to whoever takes a chance to be here. And we've had a few trolls along the way too. Well, there is the famous Lewis, who is a member of the Unicorn Gang, is making an appearance on here. So welcome, Lewis from Spain. Use the thumbnail from the very first one. Looking forward to the draw. I see the Blue Jays 50-50 draw had a top prize of $25 million. Wow, that's a lot of money. Christopher watched the first one. Were you on the first one, or have you just watched it in replay? Lewis, what's going on these days? Are you back in Spain right now? Or are you in Africa? Where are you currently? Yeah, there'll be a bunch of people that are probably nice to meet Lewis. Lewis is one of those early, has been with my channel for a very long time. So if you watch the earlier ones where I'm doing postcards and maybe only got 3 or 4 postcards a week, Lewis was probably one of those postcards. He's been a faithful writer, so thank you so much, Lewis, for your friendship. You just landed back in Madrid. Okay, well, welcome home to you. And having someone representing Spain this week is a nice thing. We've had it before, but it's been a while. Christopher should get a prize. You just watched it on replay, Christopher. Okay. Do I have the new stamps for Christmas? Yes, I've shown them all. I actually have the new Hanukkah ones. I showed those yesterday. But these are the new stamps that came out for Christmas. Where's the other ones? These ones. And, nope, not those ones. I'm missing one pack here. I'm missing the international one. Where are they? International, U.S., domestic, religious, and Hanukkah. Those are all the stamps that came out in the last week or so. And there's still more stamps to come out soon, so we'll have more to show. But they aren't Christmas related. They're graphic novelists. Mars can't miss a lot of lives because of caregiving duties. Well, life gets in the way, and I don't fault anybody for not being here on a Saturday. I applaud all those that can be here, and I'm grateful that people do make it. So thank you so much. Oh, new postcards coming from Madrid. Thank you so much, Lewis. Beautiful Spanish stamps. You always pick the really nice stamps. When Lewis was originally on, Lewis was the one from Abu Dhabi that used to send cards from the United Arab Emirates. That's where he was located when I was first starting. So if you hear of Lewis from Abu Dhabi way back when, or United Arab Emirates, that's the same Lewis as Lewis from Spain now. Washington Commanders are playing a football game in Madrid right today. Okay. Canada's put out a lot of stamps in the last little while, yeah. But when I think of other countries and the amount of stamps they put out, I think the Royal Mail puts out a lot more stamps than Canada Post tends to do. USPS also tends to put out more stamps than Canada, so overall, I think we'd lag behind some countries. And it seems like Finland They seem to be putting out a new stamp every week or every other week. They put a lot of stamps. Stephen, even in Australia too, in the Christmas Islands and things, you guys seem to put out a lot of stamps as well. Lewis says he misses Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Working in Equatorial Guinea right now. Yeah, it was a nice spot for you to be when you were in United Arab Emirates. Yeah, the release of the 2026 lineup for stamps for USPS has come out. Stephen also agrees that Australia puts out a lot of stamps. Lila's on in Maryland now. Welcome. Christmas stamps are popular, yes. Greece only puts out about 10 sets a year. So they're below average, I would say, in how many stamps they put out. What I really like is that because of Christmas stamps, I have a little bit of variety now when I send an international or a US stamp, because normally it's just a little tiny one that we have for the US or the international. So international, sometimes I put 3 domestic rate stamps on for people, which is a little bit more postage. I'm paying a bit more to do it that way, but sometimes it's worth it. And same with the US one. Sometimes instead of putting a US valued stamp on it, I'll put a domestic rate or a bunch of older denomination ones to make up the current $1.75 it costs to mail to the US. Has anybody done anything Christmassy yet? No, not at that stage yet. So no Christmas lights have gone up or decorations. Well, I have bought one Christmassy type thing, a new Advent calendar for the kids. So that'll start December 1st, of course. Every fortnight there's a new Australian post stamp issued. US puts out 3 or 4 types of Christmas stamps. You went to a Christmas craft fair today in the UK, okay. Did you buy anything while you were there? Can't believe we are in the middle of November, so we've only got a couple more weeks before the giveaway for this month, which is Cars on Stamps. And then we'll have a new giveaway next month. And for those of you that are on that inside track that are helping to add things into the giveaway, I'll probably have to send out a message soon too about what we're going to do in January and possibly February. You bought a plush elf, okay? How big is the plush elf? You're starting to send Christmas postcards when requested in post crossing. Okay. Well, we're kind of at that stage where it takes a couple weeks, so it'll be into December by the time they get there. Sorry, there's a phone ringing in the background. And Stephen's been sending out a few Christmas cards. I still have World Postcard Day cards. So I have sent over 50 of them so far, but I still have this stack to go. So I think when I ordered 100, they gave me more than 100. So anyone who I haven't sent one to yet, when they mail me a card, I usually send that back. So if you haven't gotten your World Postcard Day card from me, it's possible they're still on their way. Adam rebought some Christmas stamps in September. Oh, Gary's getting rid of some more blood later this afternoon. Hopefully it's voluntary. Marscat says she'd like to celebrate Thanksgiving, but first relatives are in for full Christmas mode. That's in the U.S., yeah, of course. You've got Thanksgiving coming up here next weekend, I think it is. Isn't it American Thanksgiving next weekend? Joseph is on in Nevada, and he says they have 2 neighbors that are hard at work doing their Christmas decorating. One has known as the Christmas house, and the other now gives it a good challenge. Okay, so yeah, you'll have to send some pictures and some videos of that when they're all set up and at night when it's all lit up. There's some really cool houses around Moncton too that go up and above and over the top when it comes to decorating for Christmas. Thanksgiving's on the 27th, okay. So we're the 15th, so you got 2 more weeks. You can invite to a post-crossing event in Vancouver, 3rd of January. Okay, well, that'll be good. You sent me a picture of the elf. Okay, I can't look at it right now because if I switch into a different program, the whole live stream will crash, so we won't do that. But I'll check it out after. Oh, how many of you saw the picture that Stephen posted last week of the person that he said looked like me at the Australian Post commercial? Do you agree? Does he look like me? To me, I didn't think he looked like me. He was just another bald guy, so we had that in common, I guess. Black Friday's on the 28th. So I've got a couple more weeks, and then I got to look for a TV, because our TV in our TV room has black lines down the sides, so you can't see what's in those images right now. And we figured, oh, we'll wait and see if we can get it on a sale to replace it. Yeah, there's some people that never take their Christmas lights down, and other people that are put them up early. This weekend, though it had been cold, it was dry, so there were people in the neighborhood that were putting them up yesterday. I imagine there's people doing it today as well. Oh, Item Reese says she thinks I look like the bald guy from the Australian Post. Okay. I told Steve I think he looks more like the comedian Tom Segura. So if you see that picture and you want to Google Tom Segura, I think he looks more like him. He's another bald guy, but I think they have a similar shape, face, and physique. What do you think for people that are on the replay crew watching? Have we made them wait long enough? Should we go find Polo? Let's go find Polo real quick, and then we'll come back. And there's 16 of you on now, so it's a good time for you to see Polo as well. There's a lot of you here that get to see him live. Come around the corner. We won't knock on his door, we'll just go in. We'll close it behind to keep all the heat in. Lift that up like that. You have a hotel there that's had Christmas lights up for 2 weeks. Can I transfer the picture from Instagram to your YouTube channel? I don't think I can, because it belonged to... I think you'd have to go and look at... If you were talking about the picture that Stephen put up. Hey, Polo. Sorry, we're waking you, I know. It's not time yet. But people want to see you. Here, alive and well. Right, Polo? You see in the camera? You say hello to everybody? Yeah, you say, what's going on? Oh, there's Maria. Just hold a second, I'll put this back in. People want to see you. Like, oh. Here, sit this way then. Yeah. People want to say hello. He's a good boy, isn't he? Right, David? Oh, Isabel's on in Chile. She's saying hello. Joseph in Nevada saying hello. I know, you want to get down. But it's not time to get down. It's time to say hello to everybody. We can flip you over. Flip you over. What do you think? You resting? You resting? Take a break. Take a break. There you go. All right. You've done your due diligence. Thank you. You've proven to everybody you're still alive. We're going to put you back in. And you can go back to bed. All right, folks. The polo portion of the show is done. We're going to send him back to sleep. So for anyone out there who was wondering how Polo's doing, seems to be doing just fine. He is 4.5 years old. And for those of you that might be wondering, the average lifespan of an African hedgehog is about 5 years. So he'll be 5 years on July 1st. He has the same birth date as Canada Day. And he still seems to be going along pretty well. So fingers crossed he outlives the average. Yeah, definitely, Ron. They're not screen settings. We've watched them. One, it started on the left-hand side first and darkened, and now the right-hand side is starting to darken. The screen is just dying on me. So we've been watching it the way it is now for a couple months. Waiting for Black Friday, hoping everything will go well. Ida Marie says, if inside should have a long life. Let's hope. But he is a small creature, not like, not a groundhog, but bigger than a hamster. Hamster lives really aren't that long either. But he's definitely cared for, and he's got his own room in the house for a little guy. It's hot in there because he likes hot conditions. Does he hibernate? Oh, that would be bad. He did almost do it once. We had an evening where we forgot to put him away. He was on the couch, and we went to bed, and he stayed on the couch. And when he woke up, he got up and he fell off the couch and wandered around the house a little bit. And then he found a corner to go into hibernation because he was cold. There wasn't any heat for him, or not the heat that he's used to. If a captive hedgehog goes into hibernation, they'll die because they haven't eaten enough food to sustain a real hibernation. So we had to take him from he'd had a slowed heart rate. He was trying to go into hibernation. I had to take my shirt off, put him chest to chest on me, which was hard because he was still in a ball all prickled up, and pile the blankets on to try to get the heat to bring him back, which he did. So we were quite scared at that time. That was a couple years ago now. So yeah, we don't want him to go into hibernation. Oh, Ida Marie's getting a new TV that's being hooked up tomorrow. What kind of TV did you get, Ida Marie? The current TV that I have that is on the fritz is a Samsung. And so would I get another Samsung? I would, but I'd get a Hisense as well, which is a Chinese made in the same factory. So basically the same TV, just usually a bit of a lower price tag with the same options. So we will see what goes on sale. A small laptop TV, okay. See if I missed anything else. Isabel, yeah, you arrived just in time to see Polo. What do you guys think, any of you that may have watched it anyways, of the D&D video that I put out? Is that something that anyone would want to watch more of if I made more of them with my group, if they wanted to do that, seeing different versions? You got your TV, no picture, just audio. Your old TV didn't have picture, just had the audio, is that what you mean? And you got your new one for $100. Wow, that's pretty good. Mars Cat has an LG they like. Okay, that's another one of the brands that I looked at. We're kind of looking at Costco right now. We bought them in the past from there. I've got Vizios. I've got TLCs. Those are other brands we've had in the past here. Joseph's not a D&D fan. Okay. It's not for everyone. There are people here that aren't Stamps fans, and there are people here that aren't postcard fans or aren't don't enjoy Lego, don't enjoy the cars, you know I do a variety of things. So, oh, there's Olia in Poland. Welcome, welcome. In postcards. So yeah, I know I put out a variety of things that doesn't appeal to everybody across the board. Some people do watch everything, and I appreciate the support for those of you that you do. But I always kind of ask that question of, you know, what do you like? What don't you like? What can we do a little different? So if I can take some of those things into consideration, I usually do. Just like we have the decorating video on Wednesday. Not everybody wants to decorate a postcard, but I'm happy for the people that do turn up and help me get those postcards done. Oh, and yes, I put out a question yesterday about an envelope that I got from Stn in Montana. This one that has something sealed inside. You can see it through the envelope right there. And overwhelming, everyone has said they want to see what's inside that envelope. So when I do my stamp day video, either Monday or Tuesday, I think we're going to open it up and find out what's inside it. So we'll see if it's just a regular letter or if there's a secret code, a missing lottery ticket. Maybe there's a picture of someone famous. Who knows? I'm guessing it's going to be a letter. Ida Marie says you like the remotes. Hope there's one soon. I think the next remote that I'm going to do is going to be Christmas at the Coliseum. That will be next weekend. I've got to reach out to the promoters of it too, just make sure I still have access to it. I'm not sure what kind of video I want to produce, if it's just going to show what it's like again, or if there'll be something else to it, but keep you posted. But that's supposed to be next weekend. Next weekend here in Moncton is Christmas at the Coliseum. It's also the Christmas parade. So those two things happen next weekend. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with the parade. I've done it in the past, but we'll see. Joseph's looking forward to the next Meet Your Neighbors. That video series has kind of fallen off. I'm hoping to get it back again. I put some feelers out there to a few people trying to see if they'd be interested. Haven't really gotten a lot of confirmations of people interested to do it, so we'll see where it goes. I still would like to get the premiere after the letter she sent me to see if I can get there. There is a local comedian too that I'm looking at seeing if I can arrange something. We'll see, fingers crossed. There's an author I've tried to get on, a couple different people. Even found one of my real neighbors here. I learned something new about him, so it's possible that maybe we'll even get a chance to talk to him too. We'll see. What date was the envelope? All right, let's have a look, see what date the envelope was. 1973. So for 52 years, that envelope has been sealed. It is a Christmas craft show, yes, yeah. People have all sorts of different crafts there. I've done one in the past where I actually went, there was a vendor that made things out of glass, all flowers and all sorts of wonderful things. I spent a weekend just surrounding and talking to them and their experience of coming to the show. So I've done it that way before. I've gone in and shown the setup of the video of the show. I've done walkthroughs before, so I'd probably be another walkthrough, see what it's like, help promote it. I've covered the Christmas parade in the past. It'd be nice if I could get a stamp designer on. Well, I know Jocelyn Sonia, we've talked in the past. She doesn't really want to do too much as far as a video about it, because she doesn't want to hurt her chances with continuing to work with Canada Post and making new designs. So she kind of has a non-disclose, that sort of deal. So that would have been the person I would have had on as the designer. Who knows, maybe there are others out there, but my cat loves craft shows but spends too much money at them. That's one of the good things about when I go and film them. I don't really spend any money because I'm in the mindset that I'm working on filming. So I don't spend a lot of time at the booth looking for certain things. I've had some vendors give me some free things as a result of being there, which I always appreciate. I don't go in looking for, but I appreciate the gesture. Monty, yes, I've talked to Jocelyn lots of times. I even mentioned earlier on about loving to do a video with her, but like I said, that didn't work out. Ida Marie's got some interesting envelopes that she's collected from World War II. Right? One of the crafters might do an interview, so I've done that in the past, but that's not really the weekend in order to do a getting to know you video about a crafter, because they're busy working trying to sell their wares that weekend. It's a 3-day show. So, but yeah, I have done some of that before. There is one, you'll see an interview with some glassmakers. How many stamps has she designed so far? Oh, that's a good question. She did the Sarah McLachlan stamp. She did the endangered frog stamp. There's 2 frogs side by side. I don't know if I have a packet of those. That's the Sarah McLachlan stamp that she did. These were the endangered frogs that she did. She did the winter themes last year. So those were the kids playing in the snow, and there was 3 different stamps because it was the domestic, the international, and the US rate stamp. She's done those. I know there's another one she's done. I've forgotten about it already, but she's done pretty well. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 or 8 stamps she's done so far. Am I all caught up in questions? I think I might be. I know there was one that I did. I think it was the winter seams ones. I had her sign them, and I did that as part of the giveaway and gave it away to someone as a prize. I don't know who got it. Maybe you guys were on, and maybe one of you got it, but I have had her sign some things and use those as prizes. Yeah, Roger wonders how many, excuse me, how many letters are still unopened at least over 100 years or so. There's probably lots, because any letter that you send, for example, this one was sent from Joseph. He did put his return address up here, but had he not, and this address was either invalid or not legible, it'd go to the dead letter office. So every country in the world, I'm sure, has one of these offices. Some countries may just destroy them, I don't know, but there's a place that they go, and that's where all mail and parcels go to die if they don't know where to return it to, and the address can't be read. So there's probably a lot out there. Uh, 9544. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, Joseph and Oli are talking about cards. Okay. I did see that card that you designed, Olia, for Joseph. It looks very nice. The dead letter office, yeah. So I'm sure, Ida Marie, a lot of the things that you love to collect, you like old letters and stories and postmarks, and there's probably a lot of them in that dead letter office. I wonder if there's a way that you can contact them in order to help clean out some of their bins and things like that, to say, I'd love to get a box of dead letters. And then you could go through them and see what you like. Because you could have old stamps on them. You could have cancellations from maybe post offices that don't exist anymore. Or even just to open up those letters and read the different things. Especially for letters that are 50 and 60 years old. Yeah, I'm sure those World War II letters that Ida Marie has would be interesting too. You have letters that came back from soldiers, or written to soldiers that never got them. Yeah, there's probably some at the stamp shows too that have them. I know there's lots of postcard boxes, but there's probably some letter boxes too. You're right. Lila says when she was dropping off her postcards this morning at the post office, saw a huge paper recycling truck in the loading bay. I hope it was for cardboard boxes and stuff. Yeah, there'd be cardboard boxes and all sorts of. We've got like mail forwarding cards, things like that. All that stuff has to go into a special recycling. So I imagine USPS is the same way, that we have recyclers and shredders to come that get rid of the personal information, not necessarily dead letters. Yeah, you'd think there'd be stamp shows in the major cities around you, at least in South Carolina. Vision, I can give you a hello. Hello. A novel on post offices going postal by Terry Pratchett. It's also a good movie to watch. Okay. Going postal usually means something different, so hopefully it's a good film. Did Queen Victoria write any letters? I'm sure she must have. When they first came out, I'm sure she probably had more correspondence go to her than her writing to someone else, but and she was probably in the position of authority that if people wanted her attention and needed to tell her something, they better come and see her. But she may have had governors and things in the colonies that would write to her, so maybe she wrote back to them. Adam really likes the stories of people get letters that have been lost for years. Yeah, the letter that turns up 20 years later that they finally get sent to the right place. That's good. You as well, Vision. So next week's video will be showing what Gary sent for the 200th live stream as the prize. We will open the letter that Stephen from Montana sent, and we will go through the package of all the stamps that Wolfie sent from the UK too. So that's going to be a video next week. Christopher says, trivia. Dead Letter Office is a 1998 Australian romance comedy directed by John Ruan and written by Deb Cox, starring Miranda Otto. The film was released in the United States on October 8th, 1999. I did not know that. And is it about the Dead Letter Office and what goes on there? Or does it have a different meaning based on that film? If it's a romance comedy, did they meet as a result of finding dead letters? I don't understand your question, Ida Marie. Is it because it was found in the corner of a post office? Why is it so? Ron says, I once got back a burnt letter, said it was in a plane crash in the Cascades in a new envelope from the post office. Wow. Yeah, usually if we have an envelope that's been damaged, we put it in a plastic bag that says that something might be missing or sorry for what had happened to this in process. But sometimes nothing is ever wrong with those letters. Sometimes those items get put into those plastic bags too because of weather conditions and wanting to protect it from rain or snow if it was being left somewhere that's not protected. You like the messages in a bottle stories. Yeah, when people check a note in a bottle off into the ocean and it washes up on the shores of Tahiti somewhere and they read it. Yeah. You have a burned edged letter as well in your collection? All right, here's the plot line. So after years of having her letters to her estranged father come back as undeliverable, a young woman takes a job at a dead letter office. She hopes to figure out how to locate her father. Okay. Thank you for the synopsis. Now we'll all have to go and watch it, find out where it is. If it's on Netflix or another streaming service. Ambulance covers, are those the envelopes that have been damaged en route? Is that what you're referring to, Monty? What I liked about those envelopes that Stephen sent, not only because of the dates that are on them or where they were going, was that they had bisected stamps on them. So I got a comment. Was it you, Marcy Cat, that said that it was the first time you'd heard of bisected stamps and doing that for postage rates? Well, it's kind of cool to get so many of them. Your card was on the Titanic. Wow, or your letter. We can send envelopes and parcels that are, 8 by 10 normal size packets with regular postage. If I was to send a parcel to the US, I have to go on and pay tariffs ahead of time. So it's a whole rigmarole, so I'm not doing any of that. So I don't send big packets, but any of the people that have one, I've had a couple that have one stamp of the month, and I just make sure the package is no bigger than a letter size. So I've been able to send those, and they've gotten through. Okay, good. My memory didn't fail me, Marcy Cat. Thank you. Welcome, Christopher in Washington State. The Titanic had 4 postal workers on board. Thank you, Ida Marie. Thin letter with documents. Yeah, so similar to what we'd have. So if I had those are my envelopes that I used for stamp of the month. So those are fine. I just don't fill them too much. They have to fit through a space about this big. So long as they're not any thicker than that, I can just send a regular postage rate. So it goes by weight, but yeah, it's letter mail rather than parcel mail. And then I don't have to do custom documents and all the rest of the things. We can send postcards as well, yeah. Cinnamon Crunch Muffin. Well, good thing you only have to type. It would be nice to be able to hear everybody's voice, though, so that would be something that'd be wonderful to do. There are people that I've talked to or texted back and forth, and you hear my voice. I have no idea what you sound like. And I'm sure there's a bunch of people on here, too, that English isn't their first language, so they're probably doing some translations when they're listening to my videos or typing. So thank you to all of them. The Titanic carried mail-in passengers. I did know that. Your lottery, you're worried that... So I wonder if you could send just a small packet, but consider it an envelope. So it's just a letter mail. Otherwise, you just have to delay your winner until you can do it again. I've not watched Raise the Titanic, no. I imagine the mail on the Titanic sank with everything else. Unless they got them onto some of the boats. Yeah, there'd be a lot of mail at the bottom of the sea from a lot of different things, whether it be ships that were crossing during the wars, or there'd be correspondence that was pre-postage probably out there that were on board merchant ships that sank. Josephine raised the Titanic, okay. Be a lot of artifacts on the Titanic, yeah. I think it has a modern day fascination for a lot of people that a ship that size going down, hitting an iceberg off the coast of Canada. So it's like when they talk about the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, that song that sank in a Great Lake and the ship never recovered. The cold is preserving it. You guys see me at all?